This is a 1999 Yamaha Big Bear, and I noticed that as we were driving there was kind of a squealing coming from the front driveline area, a little bit of a knocking. Couldn't really pinpoint what it was. Went on the forums, heard it could have been the brakes, it could have been a bearing in the front. Ended up doing a little bit of digging down here, ended up finding out down here in the front that this U-joint in the knuckle up here is pretty torn apart and shredded. So we're gonna pull this thing out and replace it with a new one. There are two bolts on the front of the diff. One right here and one back here. And so we'll end up taking those two off. That'll allow us to pull the front diff forward and remove the shaft. If the nut won't break, you may need a pretty big breaker bar to break that if it hasn't been worked on in a while. On this other side, for that nut to be able to come out, it's going to come out and hit right here. So you will need to loosen this to bring these threads back and allow that nut holding the differential in to slide all the way out. That comes out. Next one. Now, once again, as we come over to this side to remove the back bolt of the differential, you're gonna see over there, you're gonna be undoing this one. He's gonna come out and he's going to hit the threads of this. So you're going to need to remove this bolt here and the nut. And from this point on, I'll be moving the front wheels and tires just to make the process easier, give it a little more room. Don't have to take it all the way out. We're just backing it up to leave room to take off this guy. And again, you might need to get creative being able to use a breaker bar, because this guy can get stuck on there pretty good. I'm gonna put a really long socket on him. That was it. That's it, guys. Front differential is loose enough. We'll pull that forward and get that shaft out. And just for reference, this is the knuckle there that has gone bad. That's that U-joint in there, but we'll replace that. We'll go ahead and pull the front differential forward and should be able to get this off. And there it is. Now I have put the front differential back with the bolts going through it just to give it some sturdiness while I'm pounding out that U-joint. Next, I'm going to remove the two inner clips. If you want a more detailed procedure of how to remove the U-joint, I'll link that video in the description box below. You can see some light how messed up that joint was. Using that big screwdriver and that hammer to get out those clips. Sometimes it can take two screwdrivers at the same time. And there you go. There is that clip. We'll get the other one and then we'll start hammering to get that U-joint loose. This one I didn't even need the hammer because the clip and the U-joint is just so wore out, popped out. Once we have those two clips out, they can begin gently hammering to remove the U-joint. Because it's damaged, it may not take very long or very much effort. Again, if you want to see more details on that, you can click on the link in the description box below. As you can see, that collar worked itself out. Pops off here. We'll get the other side. That was it. And again, we have the C-clips on the other side that we'll be removing. Again, you can just use your screwdriver, hammer those off, and those will come off there. And then you can get the whole U-joint out. And there it goes. Now, we're going to remove the U-joint from here. What I'm going to do is use a big wrench. This is a 24 millimeter. I'm going to turn that towards me, that U-joint. This will go here, and then I'll tap on here to do the same thing and remove the caps for either side. All right. So the new U-joint here was about $12. You can generally find these on Amazon or eBay. Comes with some new clips. And we'll go ahead and, just like in that video that I will link, he'll show you how to press this into here. Then we'll put it on the quad and be done. And just make sure all those little roller bearings are not falling out. Could jam up in here. Gotta very carefully remove those. Got both of those slid into place. This is nice and loose. We'll go ahead and pop those C-clips into there, and then we'll go do this, but on the quad. All right, that's in. We'll need to pull out the differential bolts so we can move the differential, allow the drive shaft to slide back on. And two. Just going to get them flush, and then we'll make sure that we can put in those C-clamps. We'll double check, make sure that's pushed in Nice. Just one more. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and start reinstalling everything. I'll install the diff bolts, connect it back to the chassis, all that stuff. Just reverse everything. We'll go ahead and grease the fitting afterwards, and you will be good to go. Going to go ahead and grease that fitting now that we have all the clips on. Very good. All right, we will bolt this back together and we will be all set. So after I put on the drive shaft and threw everything together, I like to go for a quick run, come back, and then what I'll do before I put the drive shaft cover on is I will come and touch the new U-joint as well as the old U-joint way in the back, just to make sure they aren't really hot like something's binding, but this one just feels warm, as well as the stock one in the back. So these are good. I'm going to throw on the cover, and that is it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.